I'm here at 70 meters today, and I'm going to do something a little different, an idea that a friend of mine, Tom Stanwood, and a teammate of mine actually gave me, and that is to see how good I can be with my grip sear at 70 meters with my recurve bow. So for those of you that have been following me shooting bare bow, I've been using a grip sear to help deal with target panic, and I want to play with it on my recurve and see how it goes here at 70 meters, and it could be quite an interesting video. So yeah, just like I said in the intro there, I'm going to be shooting a grip sear instead of my normal clicker here at 70 meters. For those of you that don't know what a grip sear is, I basically use my fingernail on the grip edge in the front here and I pull against it, and when it clicks like that, that's when I cut it loose. I shoot as if I am actually using a clicker, and it is basically my trigger to shoot because I deal with target panic, and I can't aim in the middle if I have any intention of shooting without doing this, and it works really well so far on my bare bow. I haven't used it yet at 50 meters since I've been kind of honing it in a little bit differently and more ingraining it more with my mental routine and programming at blank bale. So this is the first time I'm actually shooting at distance, and I'm going to do it with my recurve here at 70 meters. I haven't warmed up as far as shooting arrows. I've warmed up with stretching and doing my normal warm-up routine already. I do have a camera downrange, so you'll be able to see the impact points as well. And I'm going to shoot a 36 arrow round after an end or two of warm-up. Now, I am using my very own grip from R-Core. I'll have links in the description below where you can grab some R-Core grips. I have 3 different versions available. This is actually my bare bow version because I'm using the grip sear, so I wanted to use that same one. And actually, the pink looks pretty good against the matte slate color here on this Hoyt Exceed, so I think it looks great. Now, I do have a discount code for the grips as well. If you use code Kaminsky, my last name, at checkout, you can get 10% off of your order, even if you're not getting one of my grips. But again, I'll have links in the description below on where you can grab some R-Core grips, as well as use code Kaminsky for 10% off. So before I shoot this actual scoring round, I'd like to know what you think, how it's going to actually go. Comment your predictions below. It's going to be out of 360 points for 36 arrows. So I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to go. And I'd be interested to see what you think it's going to be, and then come back at the end of the video and see how close or wrong you were. I think it'd be interesting to see what people think out there, because I don't know of anybody that's done a grip sear on a recurve just to see how it goes. So I think it's going to be a very fun experiment, and I'm super excited. All right, so let's give it a go and see how this works out. It could be quite interesting, especially because I just went to go lift my clicker up and put it under my clicker. Plus I'm shooting split finger. I'll be using my recurve anchor, yet using my bare bow grip sear. So it'll probably take a little while for me to get comfortable, but I think it'll be a fun little experiment to go through. So far, not so bad. A little low. The grip angle is definitely lower. Will shorten my draw length slightly compared to the grip I was using. So that's to be expected, to hit a tad bit low. Not bad. Definitely difficult. This is the first time I'm using this grip as well. So the edge is slightly different than the one I'm normally using. It's rounded and a little slicker, so I can feel my finger moving. I'll show you close-ups of everything up front, so you'll be able to see draw length, consistency, and things like that, just because I think it'd be fun. Turns out it's not too bad. It's actually kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna shoot for score right away after those 6 arrows, because I feel good enough, and I think it'll be fun to shoot a 36 arrow round with my grip sear and see what kind of score I can shoot. So I'm gonna go get them. All right, here we go. First 10 for score here with my grip sear at 70 meters on my recurve. Definitely a whole other ball game. Yeah, it's totally different with a recurve. Keep trying to put it under my clicker. Finally got a 10 in there. All right, so looks like I got a 55 to start. Definitely a little shaky. It's not as comfortable to shoot like a standard recurve pulling through the clicker, and it's also not as comfortable to shoot as a bare bow. The main thing that I'm dealing with right now, because this is a new grip, I've never used it before, it's a new material for me as well, because I've been using wood, whereas this one is the glass, which is kind of nice and slick. I like it, but the profile of the front edge for my grip sear, it's very rounded, and I can feel my finger slipping on it as I'm pulling against it, and it's very distracting. So it's a really good challenge, actually, testing if my mental routine and my mental program and the way I'm setting this grip sear off, if it's working. And so far, so good. It's a little harder to deal with because of that rounded, slippery edge. It's not really slippery, it's just smooth. I can tell that my work of my mental routine, it's paying off so far. So I'm really happy that I'm actually shooting pretty good groups here at 70 meters, not using a clicker and using a grip sear instead. So, you know, my draw length could be all over the place, I'm not sure. I know it's much shorter, the bow's slightly out of tune because of the grip angle and all that stuff, but it's good enough to still shoot gold size groups at 70, which is really encouraging and I'm very excited about. That one felt really good, actually. Thought that one was going left, went high. That one's left. Maybe not that far left. Better. Even though it went right, that was a much better shot. I'm a lot happier with that one. That one felt pretty good too. So it looks like a 53 down there. So not too bad. Really just kind of making sure that I'm doing the grip sear correctly, but I'm also not ending the shot when it pops and ending the shot when I finish the shot. A new development that I need to focus on and make sure I hammer into my bare bow routine. So this is really, really good cross training for my bare bow, really good training in general to build up my strength, and I'm having actually a lot of fun trying this. Get right. Okay. Real good or a little off, huh? It's all right. All right, looks like another 53. Bump that sight up a little more. Yeah, again, just a challenge, a new good challenge, but I am welcome to trying things out to help make myself a better archer. 3 ends in, halfway done. Get there. Got a 9. Not quite sure what happened there. The wind's moving and blowing, and yeah, mental routine. All right, 56 on that one. Much better that time. Just have to really commit to that mental routine and hammer it in and run through it. Good thing I didn't shoot that one, it was under the clicker. I would have shot the camera down there that you get to see the impacts in. A little soft on the release hand on that one. Got to finish the shot. I got a 55 on that one. I've actually quite a good group down there on the right side there. Getting just more and more comfortable with it. Every end I'm doing this, it just feels better and better. All right, last end here. 70 meters with this grip sear. I'm actually surprised myself at the score, to be honest. So I shot a 55 to finish there, and that should be, yeah, that's a 327. Not bad at all. I've not done this off camera. This was just a impromptu, hey, let's try this and see how it goes, because it would be fun. And you know, I had a concern even myself of using a grip sear on a bare bow, because my thought was, well, maybe it's going to throw off a lot. Maybe I'm going to induce too much stuff into my hand torque and hand tension and things like that and cause real disturbance and arrow impact. And I do see it here, but a lot of it has to do with the actual thought process and where I finish the shot and what I go for and what I strive for and what I'm paying attention to. So this was actually an extremely good training aid, a training exercise for me to learn with my grip sear and my bare bow to realize that I need to shift my focus just a little bit and, you know, kind of be more comfortable with the pin floating and really be more focused, or the arrow floating on bare bow, and be more focused on driving the shot rather than the actual aim. Not that I really pay attention to the aim on purpose. Obviously, I never suggest that. I always suggest focusing on technique and just kind of letting that pin float. But, you know, it's just kind of a good proof of concept to realize that this actually has a really good chance of shooting some relatively high scores on bare bow. All I got to do is do my job and figure out what I'm doing otherwise, because, I mean, to shoot scores within a few points of my recurve scores that I normally shoot with a different grip that's a slightly shorter draw length, so the bow's out of tune, I don't have a clicker, so my draw length's not consistent, and I'm doing a grip sear on a new grip that I'm not comfortable with, that is really challenging because the finger's moving the whole time instead of staying on the edge and then just popping off. It's sliding, and then it pops off. That is a huge challenge for me, and because I was able to maintain my focus and not be worried and have that target panic anxiety kick in of my finger's moving, it's about to click, proves to me that my mental process, my mental program is on the right path. I just need to tweak it very slightly to make sure that I'm really finishing the shot. I've realized that with the recurve at least, I wouldn't be so interested on the finish because I was so excited to see where the arrow went, and you know, a little bit there it did make me feel like I'm worried that the arrow might not have went in the middle, because sometimes the shots don't feel so great, or it's just such an uneasy feeling. It's because it's so foreign, it's so unknown to me. And again, this is just proving to be a really fun experiment, and I look forward to doing a whole bunch more on this channel. Maybe I'll throw some bare bow weights only and not a recurve stabilizer setup, and get rid of my sight, and you know, just play around with some random things, because it's kind of fun to do this bit of experimentation. Big thanks to Tom Stanwood again for suggesting me to do this, or asking me if I had done it, because it kind of raised the question of, that's actually a really good idea. And I tried it, and I shot a 327 at 70 meters on a regular face that I would normally shoot at 50 meters. I see no reason that this is going to translate into some pretty good bare bow shooting when I actually really get down to it. I need to be serious. I am so distractible. I am so distracted by all day, everyday life and doing stuff like this, and just, I want to shoot more because I think I could get really proficient with bare bow if I really just took my time and actually tried. I mean, I haven't been shooting as much as I want, and I need to do a lot more. This is just, it's kind of a check-in to be like, hey, you know, you could have a lot of fun with this if you actually gave it an opportunity and gave it a try. So I need to get my butt in gear, and I need to stop being so distracted. I wouldn't say I'm lazy, because I am doing a lot of other things. It's not like I'm just sitting around. I just need to make time to do this stuff, because it's actually, this has been quite an eye-opening experience for myself, and I'd like to know what you think. You know, what do you think about the results? Because it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild, actually.